Alright, so this is a continuation of adding and subtracting rational expressions. So we are going to factor the denominators again. So we have 2x squared minus 9x minus 5, so we're going to multiply a and c to get negative 10. Factors of 10 that add to negative 9 would be 1 and negative 10. Make our parentheses, and then divide by our a and reduce. So we'd get 2x plus 1 and x minus 5. So I'm just going to replace those. Okay, now a couple things. You might notice that there is a 2x minus 1 on top and a 2x plus 1. If those matched, we could reduce them, but currently they do not, so we cannot. We're going to factor the other one, so we're going to have 6 times negative 2 is negative 12. Factors of negative 12 that add to negative 1, negative 4 and 3. Make our parentheses, divide by our a value of 6. This is 1. It's called the leading coefficient, which is the number in front of our x squared, is a composite number, not a prime number. So we need to reduce these fractions. So this would reduce to 2/3. So we'd end up with 3x minus 2. This one would reduce to 1/2. So we'd have 2x plus 1. So it doesn't matter, again, the order that we write them in. Okay, and then the top stays. Again, if you had something that could reduce in a single fraction, you could reduce it. This one does not. So now we need to find our LCD. So again, the way we find it is we just list stuff that's in the denominator. So in this case, we have a 2x plus 1. It's in both fractions. We only have to list it once because it already has it in common. We have an x minus 5. And we have a 3x minus 2. Okay, so now we have to decide what we need over here in our in each fraction. I'm going to erase my factoring steps. So we have a 2x plus 1. We have an x minus 5. So we need our 3x minus 2. So what we do on the bottom, we have to do to the top. I'm going to put parentheses around my original. Over on the right, we have a 2x plus 1. We have a 3x minus 2. So we need our x minus 5. What we do to the bottom, we have to do to the top. Again, putting parentheses around our original thing in the numerator. Okay, so this one's a little bit longer because we have to FOIL. So you can do that in a couple different ways. I'm just going to do it on the side. So we can do our Punnett square. Oh, you didn't have to do that. I think so. So we'd have 6x squared, negative 4x, negative 3x, and positive 2. Combine our like terms. That's going to give us 6x squared minus 7x plus 2 to be on the top. Do the same thing over on this side. If you can do this in your head, great. If not, you can do your Punnett square. You can do your rainbows. Lots of different ways. Okay, so x plus 3 and x minus 5. We get x squared, positive 3x, negative 5x, and negative 15. Combine our like terms, so we get x squared minus 2x minus 15. So that goes on the top. And now we're almost done. So now we have our denominators. They are nice and long, but they match. So they each have 3 components, and they are all the same. It doesn't matter if they're in different orders. You can write them in the same order if that is what you prefer. Okay, but now our big thing is going to be combining the top, your like factors. So there's a plus sign, so we don't have to do anything weird. We are just going to combine. So we have 6x squared and x squared, make 7x squared. Negative 7x and negative 2x, make negative 9x. 2 and negative 15 make negative 13. And again, we are going to just rewrite our denominator because they are like, so we can add them. We could try to factor the top. So 7 times negative 13, let's see, 21, 91. Factors of 91, the only factors are going to be 7 and 13. So we can make the 7 negative, we can make the 13 negative, but either way, we are not going to get a 9. So This is our final answer. We tried to factor the top to see if anything reduced. It did not, so we are done with that problem. Okay, I'm gonna erase to do the next one. Okay, these ones are faster. That was the longest one. So number 4, we have 8 over 7v minus 6 plus 4 3v squared. So a couple things. These are both terms in itself. So we can't just look at the 7v and the 3v squared. It doesn't work like that. So there is nothing in common. So our LCD is going to be both terms multiplied together. So 3v squared, 7v minus 6. Okay, so the first one, we have a 7v minus 6. We need a 3v squared. What we do to the bottom, we have to do to the top. The second one, we're going to need a 7v minus 6. What we do to the bottom, we have to do to the top. We're going to multiply them out. 3v squared times 8 is 24v squared. The bottom's just going to be 3v squared, 7v minus 6. Distribute our 4. 4 times 7v is 28v. 4 times negative 6 is negative 24. Over again, 3v squared, 7v minus 6. Our denominators are the same, so we can combine our like terms. In this case, we don't have any. So we have 24v squared plus 28v minus 24 over 3v squared, 7v minus 6.